In this sample code, we will need an authorization server. In this case, we will use Okta. It has good integration with Spring Boot and available on free tier. To use Okta, we will use Spring Security. The current project, API Security, is not using Spring Security, so we can learn more detailed concept and implementation. For OAuth, we will create a second project with Spring Security dependency. The project will be a simple calculator API with several endpoints like add or multiply. Okta is quite complete and complex. Please note that this course is not about Okta itself, so detailed training on Okta will not be covered. Create a new Spring Boot project. Go to start.spring.io, create a new Java project with Gradle. Use Spring Web, Security, and DevTools as dependency. Also, add Okta dependency. For the group, use com.course. Artifact name is API security.oauth. I will use Java 15 version. Download and import it to Eclipse. Rename the application.properties into application.yml. I will add log format, copying from previous project. And set the server to runs on port 8081. Next, we need an Okta developer account. Go to developer.okta.com and register for an account. When your account already active, create an application from Okta homepage. Select the type service application, means we will not have front end, just machine-to-machine call where we test it using Postman. Give it any name. When you are done, keep a note on 3 items that we will use soon: client ID, client secret, and Okta domain. In Okta, we will create custom scope according to our need. In Okta, go to menu API, Authorization Servers. Select the default authorization server. We will use this for sample. In here, we can define custom scope on tab Scopes. We later will have several endpoints for calculator, so we will create one scope for each endpoint. Add a scope. We can add any name, But for this, I will use math colon add. This scope letter will be used to request access to calculator at endpoint. Repeat the same process. Add a scope for math colon subtract. Math colon multiply. Math colon divide. Now go to application.yaml on Spring and add the following keys. For the values, adjust according to your Okta application. Is your Okta domain /OAuth2/default. Client ID and client secret can be taken from your own Okta application. The client ID and secret on sample code will no longer valid by the time you import the sample project. We will create the sample API on package api.server. Create class Math API with annotation REST controller and path mapping to /API/math. In here, we will have 5 endpoints, 1 to generate random number, and 4 endpoints for add, subtract, multiply, and divide. It is just simple endpoints. Let's write them. Start the API security.OAuth application. Open Postman on folder OAuth with Okta and try to hit any MET endpoint. And our request will be rejected since we don't give any OAuth token. To use the endpoint, we need an access token. In the same Postman folder, there is a post endpoint to get access token for client credentials. Adjust the URL to your own Okta application domain. And on the authorization, use your own Okta client ID and client secret. Notice the request parameters. There are two required parameters. The first is grant type. The application we use is a service application, which supports client credentials grant type. Second, scope. When previously creating service application, we did not define any default scope on our application. Default scope is a scope that will automatically given to client that can access Okta application. But since we did not define one, if we does not give the scope during request, Okta will give error. We must tell Okta which scope that we need. In this case, we will request scope MET add and MET subtract. Theoretically, this will give us access to add and subtract endpoint. Now, I will hit this and get several fields in response. Token type is bearer, indicating this token must be included as value of bearer token. Expires in is 3600 seconds, means this token only valid for the next 1 hour. This long value is the access token, which is basically a JWT token. Note that access token on this Okta sample is JWT, but other authorization servers might not return JWT. The format of access token depends on each authorization server. Last is scope. Since we asked for 2 scopes and no restriction on the Okta configuration, we can get access token for those scopes. Now that we have the access token, copy it. On the add endpoint, paste the access token as bearer authorization. And we can access the add endpoint the same way on subtract endpoint. And also multiply endpoint. Wait, what? I thought we only ask scope for add and subtract, but we can use this access token for multiply also, and even for random generator endpoint. Weird. What happened? Well, this was happened because we haven't told our application that we need certain scope to access certain endpoint. Head back to MET endpoint and add pre-authorized annotation to do validation against scope. On add endpoint, it needs to have scope MET :add, so add this annotation. On the subtract endpoint, use scope MET: subtract. Remember, the scope name does not have to match with endpoint or method name. And pre-authorize to all endpoints except random generator. We will make random generator endpoint to be available without any OAuth token. In other words, we will make it public. To configure the authorization, create class security config on package config. We will use this to configure Spring Security and Okta. Annotate this class as configuration and enable global security with pre-post enable value is true. This second annotation will allow us to use scope only for certain endpoints on the pre-authorization annotation. This class must extend Web Security Configurer Adapter. And we need to override the configure method. Inside, we will do this. For all endpoints, we will do authentication except on math/API/random, where we will permit anyone to access it, even without authentication. For all other endpoints, we will treat them as resource server with OAuth2 login. Now try it again on Postman. First, the add endpoint. Use the previous request token. Note that the token only valid for 1 hour since accepted. So if needed, please generate the access token again. Okay, we can access the add endpoint and also the subtract endpoint. Since the access token contains scope for add and subtract. But on multiply, and divide, the same access token is rejected. What about the random generator? Well, we allow access to it, So even without any token, we able to access it.